as we were starting to figure out who was going to be our Lily, a lot of names were thrown around. And at one point, Blake's name came up. And what I found fascinating was looking at the reactions of the various women in the room as we were talking about potential Lilies and seeing how many of them lit up when they heard the name Blake Lively. And for me, it was really important to cast somebody as Lily who was going to be approachable, was going to be likable, and that women could relate to.
Whew, welcome back to the channel, y'all. Now, baby, I just saw something go down, and I'm shook, but not surprised. I'm starting to think Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively got eyes all up on my Instagram. So hey, Ryan and Blake. 'Cause listen, on Saturday, I dropped a little tea on how Vanzan Inc., yes, that company they used to dig into Jen Abel's phone, was the same one that subpoenaed Jones Works in that Vanzan Inc. v. Does 1 to 10 case out in New York, but here's the gag. That company wasn't even active. Yep, I said it. Vanzan was past due and not in good standing with the state. Meaning when that lawsuit was filed, Chile, the paperwork ain't even hold weight. Then get this, trying to get court relief back in September? Messy. It was shady from the start, because they was out of compliance. And third, they straight up played in the court's face, talking about the records were public and you could find the officers and directors of Vanzan online through the Secretary of State. Lies, baby. I got my hands on their articles of incorporation from way back in 2019, and guess what? Since that very first filing, they ain't never filed a biennial statement like they supposed to under New York law. Not once. No updates, no names, no nothing. They kept it dry. Only thing listed was a registered agent, period. No directors, no officers, no shareholders, not even a whisper of Ryan or Blake's name. But here's where it gets real shady. Today, out of nowhere, Ryan goes and files the biennial statement for the first time ever since the company was born. Like, bruh, what are the odds? That statement slid right into the Secretary of State's office like it hadn't been ghost for years. So boom, State of New York, I pulled the receipts myself. That filing just dropped 2 days ago. And guess whose name is sitting loud and proud? Ryan Reynolds. Only Ryan. No co-signers, no side names, just Ryan listed as Chief Executive Officer. Blake, nowhere in sight. The registered agent, same old management company that handles all their business moves. Ain't a single mention of Blake Lively on that document. Now get this, number of directors listed 2. Number of women, big fat 0. So apparently this whole board got no women running the show. That filing only showed up after I exposed their little overdue situation, and let's not forget, it came right after Ellen Garofalo told the judge that Vanzan was tied to Blake. In my eyes, this is some last-minute cover-up mess, like they trying to rewrite history. Slide Blake out the picture, slide Ryan into the fire. Now Ryan looking like the face of Vanzan, and Blake's hands look squeaky clean. But baby, the optics, still hella shady. So let me break down what Ellen Garofalo actually told the court. This was written on Saturday, okay? She said that in her answer and counterclaim, Abel claims Stephanie Jones and her PR firm, Jones Works, teamed up with non-party Blake Lively and her legal squad to cook up a fake lawsuit. Yep, straight up make-believe, just to snatch up private documents Jones allegedly jacked from Abel's phone and iCloud, all before any official discovery could even pop off in the lawsuit they were planning to throw at Justin Baldoni and Wayfair Studios. And here's the kicker, Lively admitted it. She admitted the Vanzan move was fake, cooked up just to get her hands on Abel's text ahead of filing her case against Wayfair. Her lawyer tried to clean it up, calling it an investigative tool. Baby, they really said this wasn't shady business, just Blake trying to stay low-key as a celeb. So boom, Abel done hit Vanzan with a subpoena, asking for all the tea. Who owns it? Who's pulling the strings? Is it Blake? Is it Ryan? And now we know the truth. Ryan Reynolds is the one running the show. The subpoena they sent to Jones and the docs she supposedly handed over in return? Vanzan objected like, this ain't relevant. Talking about since they're just a third party, they shouldn't have to drop no documents, especially when the main players could provide them. But here's the trick. They go and flip and say Vanzan is Blake to block Abel's claims. Then when it's time to show receipts, suddenly Vanzan is not Blake. And now Ryan's the mystery man in charge, so they don't gotta cough up nothing. Classic legal hopscotch. This whole thing screams revisionist history. It's pure strategy. But let's be real. Even if Ryan is the one behind Vanzan and it's all his mess, that's a terrible look. Like, awful. 'Cause now it ain't even Blake playing victim. It's Ryan accusing folks of defamation like he ain't knee-deep in the drama himself. And if Ryan was really the one claiming he had some kind of contract and talking like one of his own employees violated an NDA, make it make sense, 'cause he ain't had no contract with Justin Baldoni or Jen Abel. Maybe Sony tossed him a lil check for marketing the film, maybe. But a contract? Nah. So why would he be suing over Jen Abel's phone like that's his business? The only link he got to Jen is through Blake working on that movie with Baldoni. This whole thing just screams manipulation. They trying to run game on the court. They said Vanzan should be forced to hand over docs that already exist. And when Abel filed that motion to compel, Vanzan folded a little, agreeing to cough up documents tied to requests 141011. They even backed off their objections and said they'd drop the fight over files related to that Vanzan subpoena, the same one that let Jones pass Abel's private info straight to Lively. Now, after all that, the court only has one issue left to argue over. Request number 9, y'all. This is where it really gets spicy. The court's being asked to force Vanzan to hand over all the receipts, texts, emails, anything between Jones, Lively, and Vanzan, or their lawyers, about that shady Vanzan case and subpoena. And don't think Blake ain't in the mix. This reply also checks her objections, even though she ain't officially part of the Jones lawsuit. Sis tried to slide in with a letter asking the court to let her chime in. But here's the kicker. Vanzan's still sticking to the same tired excuses, and now Blake's using the exact same hollow argument. That those communications don't matter and shouldn't be shared because the info could just come from Jones. But Vanzan won't say why they're still pushing back when they already got the key docs from Blake herself. And what did she give up? Just a supposed copy of the subpoena and some hand-picked docs she claims Vanzan sent her in return. Vanzan ain't even trying to argue that Blake turned over the receipts from Request 9, because she didn't. Point blank. And let's be real, when a so-called non-party like Vanzan is clearly riding shotgun with the main crew, those discovery protections don't hold as tight. In this case, Blake already dropped docs in a related action. Docs that Vanzan pulled from Jones using that state court subpoena. Translation? Blake is Vanzan, period. So don't act brand new and claim it's too much to ask for Vanzan to hand over those communications. That's not even a real argument. Ellen broke it down for the court. Vanzan's records just got updated. And when discovery comes through, Ryan's name gonna be front and center. Then they'll try to play it like, see, Judge? Ryan's in charge. That means Vanzan ain't Blake. And of course, if Ryan's Vanzan and Blake ain't, they can duck the drama of testifying against each other because of that spousal privilege. But let's not get it twisted. Ryan was out here moving as Vanzan the whole time.
Oh yeah, we're fine. No, this is shady. So it's incredibly frustrating. It's very, and thank God other outlets are starting to pick up this press. It is slowly getting tickled because Emily Baker, who has been a little silent on this case.
Folks are big mad wondering why she's been so quiet. Some think it's because she's cool with Ryan. Like, is she trying to play Miss Switzerland now? I don't know. But sis went and made a whole post, teaming with Molly, dragging how dumb it was to subpoena the creators. And let's keep it real, that move was trash. It's about to blow up in their faces. Mark my words. And now more people are backing up the truth, proving yet again why she stays getting called a bully and why we reported what we did. So no, this ain't no retaliation campaign. Ain't nobody cutting me checks for my reporting. Blake's just out here doing the most, and it's wild. But hey, at least Justin scored a win. James Brolin, yes, Josh Brolin's daddy, and the man married to Barbara freaking Streisand, is officially riding with Justin.
Cakes always have a little bit of a sense of humor. For my baby, I just did a giant set of which I feel like will haunt him for life. But what do they want at 1? Like, he can't declare what he wants.
Yeah. What he wants at
Really?
1. Yeah.
I'll show you a picture after. They're pretty
Oh, I
amazing.
need to
of
see
the cake,
that.
not of
the
mine.
Of your
Also
food.
amazing. Though.
Well, I
Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let's talk about it. If you're feeling the vibe, hit that like button. And if you're new to the fam, make sure you smash that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you're the first to know when we drop the latest and greatest. Thanks for tuning in.